Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with episode 19 of my Aground All Achievements playthrough. And we've hit a bit of a stall, a bit of a roadblock, but I finally figured it out what we have to do in order to get the Mirrows quest to advance. And I had to do a little research. I gotta admit, I got completely stuck. I forgot. I had no trouble with this in my first playthrough, but for some reason I just couldn't get the quest to trigger. So what we need to do is progress down the hybrid path, the hybrid science / magic technology path. And one of the first steps along that path is to make a Mecha Dragon. So what we're gonna do is head to our starting island, and we need to grab, I think it's blood gems. Let's get a couple of these. And then we need some nets. We've got 4 nets. Let's make a couple more while we're here. And now once I think we have the nets. Great. So we have the nets. We have the blood gems. Let's go and make some advanced nets. Eastern Island. And I think that's here. Enchanted net. We need a net and a blood gem. So we've got 5 of those. And now we can go capture a Mecha Wyrm. And with the Mecha Wyrm, then, oh wait, one more thing while we're here. Let's do this. I remembered the evolution gem. I did make that thinking, oh, maybe that's what triggers them. And it was close, because the evolution gem is what we use on the Mecha Wyrm to make the mechanical dragon, or the Mecha Dragon. So now we head to Sunset. And let's see, there should be plenty of Mecha Wyrms. There's one. Can I do one more hit? Perfect. All right. And there's one more here. Let's grab him while we're here. Okay, that's fine. We only needed 2 anyway. And then we go to our evolution gem. Oh, and let's feed the Mecha Wyrm first. I forget what they eat. Yeah, uranium, sure. Feeds 1,000. Boy, that didn't do much. Okay, let's get him a little more food. Because when you transform something, when you transform a dragon, when you transform anything, its durability is based on how well fed it was when you did the transfer. Okay, so it's 1K out of 4K. So we need 4 uranium. And what else would it take? Coal, iron. Okay, let's see if we can get a couple more uranium. That should be easy enough down here. Oh, look at that. Another little secret door. Alright, let's make sure we mark this. Okay, real quick before we do the Mirrows thing, let's go check out. Of course. What this door is. I don't think we explored this one. I don't know that I found this one during my first playthrough. Kind of a very trap intense. Okay, let's leave and see if it respawns. It looks like it did reset with a new layout. Interesting. Does the map work in here? It does. Okay, let's check this out real quick. I don't know if there's going to be anything. Oh, that sounded like a bull. Yeah. And let's see if we can capture one. Nice. And that gets us the Minotaur. I think they will produce horns, which we do need some, so if we can get one of them going in a pen, that would be great. I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of chest in here. You can hear him running. Okay, all that's blocked off. And it looks like our armor's high enough now, this thing can't hurt us from the front. Okay, so as long as we don't take a shot to the back for a crit, we don't even have to worry about blocking them. Definitely running below us somewhere. Oh, was that over there? Did he had to respawn. We just cleared that spot. Interesting. More from the front. Perfect. Alright, another Minotaur. So we'll take just the two. That should be enough. And we'll finish exploring this little labyrinth. Again, I don't think there's going to be anything vital here. You can skip this because I really don't think I was here on my first playthrough, and it didn't affect my achievement completion in any way. Alright, so that takes care of that little branch. Let's try down. Okay, nothing there. Let's go up. Oof, big hit. This guy's going fast. Oh, there's a chest. Cloth and silk, not exactly what we were hoping for. Yeah, it looks like the Minotaurs just spawn in here kind of randomly, whenever they want, wherever they want. And maybe that's the only purpose here, is just to give you a place to hunt the Minotaur, although they are in an above ground location on one of the islands as well, so there should be something else here. Oh, there's another door. Interesting. Well, we just got that one little spot left, although I'm guessing that door is going to be the only thing that we were looking for. Wow, double. All right, let's take a little bit of an ice cream. Some energy back. Okay, that's everything. So let's go pop through the door real quick. I think that's going to probably put us somewhere we don't necessarily want to be right now. But we'll see where it comes out, and then I imagine we'll jump right back in to come back, and then we'll continue along with our quest that we were following. Oh, interesting. So you get an achievement for that. Okay, and this is what I thought. This is that island that I mentioned, where we can farm another Taurus if we want. There are some chests here. Ah, this has the kitchen upgrade. Interesting. And a couple of items. There's also a recipe here. This is where you find out the fire sword recipe. Oh, and it uses the horns. Right, that makes sense. So you get the horn recipe for the fire sword where you get access to all of the Minotaur. Ah, and 2 cows. Great. So we'll take those. And then I don't think it makes sense. I'm going to drop down here real quick. Just to do a quick explore. I don't think there's anything worth spending our time here on, but we'll look real quick. Okay. So just the sea floor. This is kind of out there. I think it's past the divider island. So, and now I think I have some recollection that if I do this now, I won't have to redo the maze again. So maybe I did find it. Let's see if that's true. So now if we go through the door, we end up where? Yes, right. Okay, we end up back underneath at the opening door, and then I wonder, from this side, do we go back into the maze again? Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. So if you're looking for a supply of Minotaurs, which we might be towards the later stages, that's where we can get access to them. Okay. So good to know. Let's drop off our inventory. And we'll rest for the night. We'll recharge our batteries. And before we go anywhere, let's just do this now. If we transform the Mecha Wyrm, he will become the Mecha Dragon. And we can see he's got 5,000 food. And I don't want to deploy him just yet. He's kind of big. But he flies just like the adult dragons, or he might even have more flight power. He might be equivalent to an elder dragon in terms of his flight height. But now that we have him, we should be able to head over to the Mirrows, and that should trigger them giving us the shield mission. Let's see. Yep. Now we've got the exclamation mark. And there it is. We should be able to create a bombardment shield. So it's 5 high-tech parts. It's a power core and reach the summit. That's interesting because we saw that we cannot make another power core because we need the parts. So we only have the one. All right, let's accept the quest. So one thing we can do is scavenge the power core from the ship that we had. But my plan was to take that ship to the mountain. So instead, what I think we'll do right, that was the last of our nets. Okay, so we can make a second Mecha Dragon, and then let's see, how high can this thing fly? I mean, there's no way it's going to get us high enough. Okay, let's see, if we park the ship here. And then we bust out the dragon. Deploy. And look how cool he is. Alright, fly the dragon. Oh, he can reach. Okay, so dismount. Yeah, so we're at the summit. Okay, so what we're gonna do then is what I said. We'll use, because this dragon is full of fuel, he'll be our keeper. We'll go and make a second Mecha Dragon. Let's leave him here. Where should I leave this? That doesn't make sense, right? We should have this somewhere close by for when we go ahead and make the power core to replace it. Okay, so we're going to pack up the dragon, right? And we can recharge him from batteries. That's the other cool thing about this guy. Okay, pack him up. We'll bring the ship back to sunset. And now we need to make the high-tech parts and another Mecha Dragon. So let's go to Eastern Island. No, let's go back to the starting island. I think that's where all our gems are. And we should have one of each. Earth, fire, ice, plant, water. Okay, so we need to make high-tech parts, which I think is uranium, and we need 5, so it's 3 for each one, so let's take 15. And then I think, is it titanium? It might be steel bars, silicon. Oh, no, it's gold. It's gold instead of one of those. I think instead of the titanium. All right, we're a little overweight, but that's okay. Divider Island. High-tech parts. Oh, the steel bar is what we didn't need. Okay. We make 5. And I did switch the setting back, so now crafted parts go right into my inventory rather than the storage space. I thought that would be helpful, but man, it was just annoying and I kept forgetting. Okay, so we've got our 5 high-tech parts. Let's head back to Eastern Island. I think we'll have our gem ready. Not quite yet. Well, while we're waiting for that, let's go get some of that focus gem fuel. That thing's running a little bit low. All right, we've got ourselves another evolution gem. And now if we evolve Mecha Wyrm. Oh, they want me to feed it. Oh, I didn't have to feed it. Interesting. Let's see. I should be able to just charge it from batteries. Let's see. Yep, okay, that was easy. All right, so now we've got 2 Mecha Dragons. We have 5 high-tech parts. We need the power core, so we have to pull that out of the ship, and then we're ready to go. Okay, so let's take the dragon, pack him up. Okay, so there are 2 options now for what to do next. You can completely skip the bombardment or the consequences of the bombardment if you go right now to the summit and build the shield. But if you do that, it prevents some things from kind of happening in the world. Some things, some of the characters move, and I know you get at least 1 quest, and I don't think it affects the achievements either way. So if you want to skip the bombardment, go right now at this point. Before you do anything else, head to the top of the mountain, build and power up the shield generator. But I'm going to do it the other way, just so you can see what happens. But I'm ready to sprint and power the shield generator up as quickly as possible. So when the bombardment comes, they are going to get at least 1 shot off, and we'll see what they hit. Hopefully it's nothing too important. And then we'll race over and get the shield up, and that'll prevent any additional shots from hitting us. So we've got everything in our inventory that we need. So how do we trigger the bombardment? Well, we need to go to the cultivator island, and so let's head to the starting island, and we're gonna do 1 final save just in case we screw this up. Okay, so one last thing we're gonna do before we go is we're gonna build a protective structure over our base. When we trigger the bombardment, it is gonna get off a free shot or 2. And so to deal with that, I'm gonna put up some steel girders over the top of my kind of main buildings here. So the power plant, the storehouse, the house and the barn. Specifically the house, because if they blow it up, I'm not sure how to rebuild it. You might be able to do like a tent and then an upgrade and an upgrade, but I've never been able to get that done. Maybe one of the villagers would help with that, but rather than go through all that trouble, we'll just make a couple of steel girders to go over the top, and they will absorb the hit. So let's put our important stuff in here. And we don't seem to be getting any coal. Do we not have... We have these guys here. Huh. I guess he's not harvesting them? Oh, that would be a bummer. Why he harvests the pens but not the golems? That's such a weird distinction to make. I was hoping to be able to rely on that coal income. Okay, so I am going to do a couple of runs to get some supplies to make our steel beams, and we'll get those constructed, and then we will go and trigger the bombardment. Again, all this could be avoided, but for the sake of showing you how it works, we'll go through the hassle. Okay, I think that should be good enough. So let's recharge batteries. Let's save the game. We will get out of, nope, not the kitchen. Minecart. High-tech parts. Mecha Dragon. And how do we want to do this? We want there to be as little time as possible between the bombardment showing up and getting the shield down. So okay, think that's everything. So save the game. Here we go. Eastern Island. We'll deploy the mecha. We'll fly. And what we're going to do is go over to the Cultivator Island, and above the Cultivator Island is there's a boss. It's like this misty cloud kind of thing. And so you can fight it. The Mecha Dragon is effective at doing it. The other thing you can do is give the Elder Dragon guy the Revitalizing Potion. And if you do that, he'll come fight it for you without you having to engage it at all. So you can see this is very effective at fighting. When it switches into the Hurricane, then you have to stop because I think it's invulnerable. But when it's back in its cloud form, very effective. And there we go. And let's recharge. Okay, so now the bombardment is triggered, and it'll show up as soon as we go back to our starting island. Okay, so recipe here for a pack. Now this is the Dragon, I don't know if they call it Dragon Shipyard. You can make spaceships here out of dragons. In order to do so, we have to turn it on, and I think that's an evolution gem. And in order to make one, we could go down and collect. There are enough shards below us to make one evolution gem. Let's see if we can get down here and find it without too much trouble. Oh, there's one. There's one. I think that's 4. Okay, so there's one more. There it is. Okay, I think we have enough. If we put our dragon away, 380, that's too much. Okay, so let's fly the dragon. We'll go back to Eastern Island, and we'll pack up the dragon, teleport to our home island. The first shell from the bombardment should come down. Then we'll teleport to Sunset, and then we'll unpack the dragon, and we'll be just one island flying away from getting the shield set up. So let's come down here, and we'll get the gem cooking. So now we're at 360, and I think the dragon is 120. So that should be exactly 480. So we should be able to pack up our dragon. does he have these? Oh, we probably got an ice gem from the boss. Okay, great. Now we've got some wiggle room. Double check. Mecha Dragon, yes. Power core, yes. High-tech parts, yes. Okay, we're all set. We will pack up the dragon. Teleport back to our home base. Now again, we could avoid this whole thing, right? You could avoid the bombardment entirely if you go right now, avoid your starting island. If we just flew to the east from the cultivator, we'd eventually get to the divider island, to the summit, and we could build the shield. And if the shield's up before the bomb starts, you never take any damage, right? So do that if you want. But again, I'm following the way that I did my original playthrough because I want to show you how some of the characters move around. And if you don't have that foresight of what's coming with the bombardment, you're going to have to like deal with that situation. So that's the route that we're going to go. But know that this is avoidable if you go and build the shield now before the bombardment starts. Okay, so we are going to go to starting island. There's the bombardment. And can I, oh, okay. Bomb comes. We want to go to sunset. Deploy. Fly. And we're off. So that was one bomb drop, and yep, that first bomb shot blows up the colony ship there. So we can't use the colony ship anymore. There's still, and you know, I say use, there's a way that you could like repair that ship if you took a certain path in the game. But now once the bombardment hits it, that's no longer an option. Okay, so we had a second shot land. Now we're here and we go to the comm. We call the Mirrows and they say, let's get that shield built. And now the shield is up and the planet is protected from any further bombardment. And you can see the Mirrows take off in their jet without offering you a ride. Now, maybe you could call them, but I wanted to be sure I didn't get stuck here. So that's why I made the second Mecha Dragon, so I would have a way to get myself back. So let's do that. Let's head back and survey the damage and see what that second shot ended up hitting. Here you get a little bit better look. You can see the colony ship took a big hit. It's not in such good shape anymore, even though it was already crashed. And okay, so the second shot hit sunset, it looks like, and wiped out just my farm. That's an amazing result if that's the only damage that we took. We cannot, so we'll show how you repair the damage. We can put the ground back, but the ground is actually torched. You can't put crops on it anymore, which, you know, can be unfortunate. Let's see this. Here, yeah, okay, everything on our main island survived. So great. So that is a fantastic result. And then we can just take those steel beams down, and what we'll do is on the torched part of the land, you can't grow crops anymore, but you can still put down pens and other things to gather resources from animals. And then if you really want, if you're desperate, you can build the grass-covered walkways up above, and then so we could have like the second row be our crops and the bottom row be our animals. Usually you want to reverse that because you have the grass already built in, so you plant your crops on the bottom, and then you can make steel girders more easily than the grass steel girders. But for that island, we'll just flip that, and then we'll be in pretty good shape. So that's an excellent result for how the bombardment went. So I think we'll call that a wrap. That was a long windy road, a lot of extra off the path kind of grinding out money and doing all that kind of stuff that we didn't need to do. But we got there, we got it done, and we got through it without too much damage. So we're gonna save, and we'll pick it up there next time. We'll do a little bit of cleanup. We'll rebuild the damaged part of the island. We have a couple other things we need to do to kind of optimize our resource gathering. And then the next thing that we need to do is address that bombardment, because the ships are still up there. They just can't damage us. So figuring out how we do that, we're working on making a dragon ship from that the dragon shipbuilding yard that we discovered and defeated the boss. That is going to be the near future for where we go in our Aground playthrough. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.